This ain't the life that we chose, but it's the life that we live in. Know we belong on the top, but we ain't tripping, cause we'll get there in a minute. Yeah, we'll get there in a minute, cause we'll get there in a minute. Know we belong on the top, but we ain't tripping, cause we'll get there in a minute.
Perfect. What's going on, everybody? And we back, you know what I'm saying? Host Trev is back doing this thing, man, on his ones and twos. Says did a good job taking over the mic. We back again now, man. We'll get there in a minute. Season 2, episode is 8, as DZ would say when he always has his isms to it. But just checking in, man. We got Sesh, you know, we got Big Kev, and then what's the name for you over here? We got Turbo.
This week is just Big Turbo for the culture, because you see what the intro doing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Big Turbo for the culture. You know what I mean?
Big Turbo for the culture.
Big Turbo for the culture. What's going on, family? How's everybody doing? Kev, what it look like, man? What it do over there?
What up? You know, doing me. I'm getting right over here. They're gonna have to call me. I'm never gonna be Slim Kev, but Slim Slow. I don't know. Slim Turbo.
Nah.
DZ thing. All right, cool. We with it.
Nah, I'm messing with you, bro. Nah, but I'm getting right though. I'm getting right, man.
Yeah, you feeling good?
I'm working on my mind and body, so that's. I'm getting there.
We seen the 315 on the deadlift, man. You feeling all right, huh?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm gonna break that 400 later this week.
Yo, that rap is looking perfect, bro. Like, shout out to you on the rap, bro.
Try.
Yeah, definitely. Sesh, what's the word over there, Playboy?
Nothing, bro. You know, got kids your age now and shit. You know, birthday tomorrow. You get 4, yeah. You know, I got kids y'all age, man. Young whippersnappers, man. Young whippersnappers, man. My man, Big Deck, man. Big 4 tomorrow, bro. It's kind of wild. Wow.
4 gang. Yep. But word, man. Shout out to all you guys, all the people that don't know, all the people watching, all the listeners, man. We kind of challenge each other with workouts daily. Send it in the group chat. Me and Sessions are probably the most consistent of the two.
Active.
That's
getting active out here. We active out here.
We're active.
That's debatable.
Where?
It's not no debatable.
Depends what you call active, bro.
Stop it, bro.
Okay. Like I said, me and Sesh are the most consistent. DZ, you just got aboard. You're getting there.
I'll be getting my steps in, bro.
I've been doing this since May of last year, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Stop this.
I completed my first 4 weeks, man. Put some respect on my name, man.
Oh, indeed.
I just completed my 12-week program, so I'm feeling type good. You know what I mean? About to make a whole new one. You know what I'm saying? With it.
I diversify my activities. That's the thing. I don't really. I snowshoe. You know, I go for walks. I do some yoga.
We do all that, man. You know what we talking about, man. We go for walks. We out there.
Man, I'm not walking, man. I'm 31 years old, cuz. You out here working out like he's 65. Come on, champ.
I gotta take care of it.
Get your heart rate up. Push yourself a little bit.
You have a mall walker?
Come on, man.
You gotta take walks. You don't put deodorant on. You know what I mean? You can't overly get. You know what I mean? When you don't put deodorant on, you gotta move different, man. You can't.
Jokes. Remember when I'm out and about. You can't be misinforming the people. When I'm out and about, I'm right.
I'm just saying you can't. You gotta move. You gotta walk different when you know what I mean. When you don't get under there. You know what I mean? Couple wrong. Oh, you know what I mean. But it's all good. And shout out to Wilson Tech Willie, on the ones and twos as usual. Got to shout out our guy. That is our man who's behind the scenes with the ultimate production. So definitely got to give flowers that he loves while he can still smell them. Mr. Wilson Tidek himself. But that's the guy. But yeah, man, glad everybody's doing well. And New York is back, Sesh, on top right now. Bobby Shmurda's home. We got a real one home. We was looking real goofy for a while. So, you know what I'm saying? So we got Bobby Shmurda back in action. So
I got a question.
What'd you say, Sesh?
I got a question. How you just go from being goofy to on top in a matter of Bobby coming home? He definitely gave y'all some points, but y'all still down by 10 going into the fourth quarter.
We up right now, man. We got, Jim Jones dropped a crazy project. So the real ones is out here doing what it do. And we're gonna get into my dog Jim Jones later on, but Bobby Shmurda put us up at least 30 in the game right now.
Yeah, easy. Came off the bench, dropped buckets.
Simple.
Jamal Crawford right there.
Simple.
I don't
So,
know, man. Yeah. New York, you had 6ix9ine. He just did some old goofy. He's a goofy.
the super is goofy. He set us back. We was down for years. You know
I
what I mean?
know that's a tough one though. That's a tough one. He infiltrated the gangsters. He infiltrated the real New York as y'all would consider it.
Listen,
And then Bobby come home and everything's New York's just back where it's at. New York ain't even open yet. Is New York open?
New York ain't never gonna be open, but we stay open. That's how it go. But with that being said, you know what I mean? We had Pop Smoke, all that stuff was doing.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Okay.
Pop kept us up. You know what I mean? So, you know, 6ix9ine took us back. They ain't no.
I got you.
Ain't no fact. This, you know.
If anything, y'all about even right now. Y'all breaking even.
We coming off the bench hot on a run right now. Bobby ain't even dropping. You can feel the energy in New York right now. It's crazy. It's crazy out there, B.
Kev, how you feel about your fellow Brooklyn Knight?
You know, shout out to the Zoes, man. You know Bobby Shmurda Haitian. Shout out to the Zoes.
I didn't know that.
That's why that two-step was like a compa. It's like one of them old Haitian dances. Still chill little two-step.
That two-step with all shoulders just now.
Yeah, that's it. You knew what it was, though.
Haitians claiming a two-step now? That's what we doing?
Shout out to the nines, man. The GS9.
I'm letting you know. The dance was after a Haitian dance, bro. So we taking that credit.
You're the first Haitian and first person I know that Haitians talk about that specific moment or Bobby's two-step to take it in and claim it as a Haitian thing.
You know, bro, he had that influence, that cultural influence.
I wasn't even talking about the Haitians, though. I was just talking about like Brooklyn. But,
oh yeah,
that's what I thought you were talking about.
Man. I thought we was going there too, but you know, Kev.
Shout to Flatbush. Brooklyn, stand up.
And shout out to my dog Willie too, man. I just want to apologize after 30 years later, 20 years or so. I happened to steal his N64 back when we was kids and his controllers, and we played it for days together. And I never told him till about 10 years later. And we brought it up today, so I just want to apologize, man. I pride myself on being honest. Technically, I borrowed it, and he still played it, so it wasn't really stealing. You know what I mean? He just didn't know and had full proof that it was actually his. So
you just kept it at your house. It was like Debo bite.
Well, you know,
like red bite.
You know, yeah, pretty much. And it was like we figured we needed more of it too. We had more guys playing. You know what I mean? And he was always so we couldn't get it. So we were like, oh, we might as well take it. And he gets to play it when he come through. So it's not really stealing. You know what I'm saying? So it was more like borrowing.
Okay. You're a terrible person, but I don't know how you got friends.
Yo, can we have a new segment? Can we have a call and bullshit segment? Because I just looked this up. Bobby's mother is African and his father's Jamaican, so it has nothing to do with Haiti.
Oh, why? Cool. Yeah, I guess I was wrong.
So that is not a Haitian dance.
I'm wrong. Damn.
Shout out to the Zoes, but no.
You did some research. I was going off the word mouth.
Who you talk to from Brooklyn still?
The fam.
They told you he was Haitian?
Bro, I heard here and there. You know I be hearing shit.
From Waterville, Maine, you heard Bobby Shmurda was Haitian. Who the fuck was telling you that? Corey and them?
I was misinformed. That happens.
My man's with the flannel was like, yo, I heard Bobby is Haitian. Like, who is
Maybe I just made it up. I thought the two-step was him. Maybe.
My bad with the flag.
You don't even know the two-step he doing. That's why I was laughing when you said all shoulders.
Man, shoulders. Niggas do a Harlem shake. Like, yo, that's Haitian.
How I'm supposed to do a two-step with just the upper body, bro?
You see me do the arms up like you ain't do none of that. You ain't throw the hat, nothing. It's all right, Ken. It's all right. Yeah, but we're gonna get into some hot topics, man. The first debate, since everybody loves our debates, is Fruity Pebbles versus Cocoa Pebbles. Kev said it's not a debate. I'm Fruity Pebbles all day. Like, I don't even know too many people who really rock with Cocoa Pebbles like that, but apparently we're gonna find out. So, first of all, what y'all think, man?
I'm definitely a Cocoa Pebbles guy. Definitely a
Fruity for
Cocoa
sure.
Pebbles guy.
What's up, DZ?
Fruity Pebbles for sure.
I'm about to say, I already know what time you are. Like, I'm looking at you like you better not say nothing crazy right
I'm
now.
gonna keep it all the way a bean. I'm not eating either one of them. Keep it all the way 100.
And
I'm not.
discussion of boozy cess. What's wrong with Fruity Pebbles now, fam? What's
I
wrong,
never said
what's
this.
wrong with Fruity Pebbles?
You taking offense to it? Are you taking offense to it? I didn't know that was your cereal. G, my fault. My
Like,
fault.
we go. What's wrong with Fruity Pebbles now? Now we too good for Fruity Pebbles?
Not at all, bro. Not at all, man. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
It's a lot of judgment coming from that box all the time, man.
I just said I would. What's it my
Eggs that ain't
go-to?
cage free. We can't eat toast that ain't non-bread. Like, I don't even know what we can
Toast
eat.
is non-bread? Nah, cuz you shouldn't eat toast is non-bread. 100%. I'm not with that.
Really
Crunchy
crazy.
peanut butter, man. Damn.
Right? Like, it's crazy.
Hello,
So,
okay, eating crunchy peanut butter on wraps and shit.
so then how do you even gonna have a vote on Cocoa Pebbles? You don't eat neither one. You used to eat cocoa as a kid?
What?
Cereal, the Fruity Pebbles.
Nah, I don't like them because they was too soggy. They got soggy too quick. That was the same thing for the Cocoa Pebbles too. Keep it a bean.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I don't. So you don't like cereal then?
I love cereal. That just wasn't my go-to. If you want to keep it all the way a bean, I'm going Cinnamon Toast Crunch right off rip.
That's in the top. That's in the top 5. That's a good.
That's where
What's
if I'm
Toast
going
Crunch?
to.
So y'all don't rock with soggy cereal?
Nah, cuz that's a no.
I like the crunch to soggy.
Nah, I can't. I need the crunch. I need the
It's a whole
crunch.
experience. It's a whole experience. Eating the crunch is good. Then it gets soggy. Like,
That means you take it too long to eat your cereal.
nah, not at all. Or you get a lot of cereal.
Well, you can put less milk in it.
See what I would do. Oh, that's a good point, DZ. See, that's a big guy stat right there. But I would make a smaller bowl and get more bowls of cereal rather than getting a big bowl of cereal. I don't know why. One was because by the time I got to the bottom of it was soggy and I didn't like it being soggy.
Love the soggy part. Big bowl, a lot of milk. So, quick question for y'all. What's wrong with that, Kev?
That's terrible, bro.
What? So y'all
That's
just
terrible. Cereal is not meant. Cereal is crunchy for a reason. If you want to eat oatmeal, bro.
That's not it. No. You put milk in cereal. You let the elements be the elements as you're eating.
Talk that shit.
I got the illest cereal technique, bro. My shit stay crunchy.
First of all, do you pour the milk in first or your cereal first?
Cereal first. How you know how much milk you need?
Seth looked like he poured milk first.
Nah. I think if you pour milk first, you might be a serial killer. That's a lot. That's right along the same lines as crunchy peanut butter for me. That's one of those things I never understood. It's one of those.
No, you take it too
I can
far.
somewhat understand soggy cereal, but putting your milk in first, nah, you got some psychological issues that you need to work out with a therapist if you put your milk in before you put the cereal in.
These are questions you gotta ask, man. Well, you know what I mean? This is so going into cereal, man. What's everybody's top 5? Let's top 5 cereal debate. What you got, sir? We ask you first, Mr. Bougie Man.
Facts. If I'm going number 1, like I said, I'm going Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is number 1. Number 2, I'm going Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs is definitely number 2 for me. If I go 3, I might say Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs was a good one for me. And I would probably go Honey Nut Cheerios. And number 5, I would probably say Honey Bunches of Oats.
Okay. I ain't never had Cocoa Puffs. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't like chocolate cereal.
It was. I love
It'll
it.
change your life.
Cocoa Puffs, yeah. Cocoa
I don't
Puffs.
like Cocoa Puffs.
Change
What
your
you
life.
got, Kev? What's top 5 looking like for you, man?
I'm
That's-
gonna go in no particular order. I'm gonna go. So do I have to give a particular? Okay, so I'll go. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go Cocoa Pebbles. Cocoa Pebbles is number 1 for me. I haven't eaten them in a while. But I'm gonna go
Wait.
Cocoa Pebbles.
You just sided with Sesh with no soggy cereal, and Cocoa Pebbles is your number 1.
Bro, I know how to keep my cereal crunchy, bro. I told you, I've been a fat boy my whole life.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that segment after we.
I'm telling you. So Cocoa Pebbles, right? And I'm gonna go Honey Bunches of Oats, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Honey Nut, and I'll go Waffle Crisp for the last one. Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. I'm not going to try it. Actually,
Waffle crisp.
Waffle. I think, in all reality, I'll probably go Rice Krispie treat cereal, but they don't usually have that all the time. So I'm gonna go Waffle Crisp.
Okay, I know which one you're talking about. The little more crunchy.
Purple box. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
DZ, what you got, man?
Number 1, I got Frosted Flakes.
Mm.
Number 2, I got Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, like Sesh, I got Cocoa Puffs. Number 4, I got Cookie Crisp. And number 5, I got Honey Nut Cheerios.
That's a solid 5, man. That's a solid 5. I can't hold you.
Thank you.
The ones that you I was close to putting the Frosted Flakes. That's a solid 5 cereals right there.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hold you.
that's strong.
That's a solid 5.
I never liked Frosted Flakes. I felt like Frosted Flakes got too soggy. Frosted Flakes didn't do it.
Cocoa?
You just said you a fat boy that know how to eat cereal. Cocoa Pebbles is a go. Now Frosted Flakes gets too soggy. What is going on? Bobby Haitian? Like, what the hell is going on today? Yo.
Oh man, we got one tonight. The energy is rolling. I'm gonna go with mine. I could tell by the energy. A lot of my shit. Y'all ain't gonna rock with mine, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway. Shout out to Willie right there with the background doing this thing, and I'm going number 1, Fruity Pebbles, off rip, bow. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, number 2. Number 3, man, nobody said it. Life cereal, regular cinnamon, whichever one. It don't matter. Throw life in there. Number 4, going frosted mini wheats or frosted shredded wheats. Either way, I want the mini wheats.
This is worse than Cam.
No, straight up.
He's like in a nursing home.
Yo, the frosted mini wheats is crazy. Crazy.
Oh, he get his fiber since he was sick.
Y'all don't like the one with the sugar on it?
Eat brand cereal. Just eat brand cereal. Like old people that just sit on the bottom of the bowl and just get salty.
That sugar gets that when that sugar hits, that's the extra scoops of the sugar. And then 5, it's a toss up, man. But I think I'm gonna give it to Honey Bunches of Oats, man. But Frosted Flakes was a strong one in there. A strong one in there. So y'all really don't rock with Frosted Mini Wheats.
No, cause that's not. Let me not say that. Because I have enjoyed.
Not the one without the sugar.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed them before, but that's definitely not in my top 5, bro.
Top 5.
Not nowhere near the top 5.
Frosted Mini Wheats.
I'm picking Waffle Crisp over Frosted Mini Wheats.
I'm not going that far.
Yo, it's crazy. There's 4 of us, and 50% most of the time never knew nothing. Like that is just a Waffle Crisp over Frosted Mini Wheats. It's crazy.
Waffle Crisp was trash.
At the top 5 in a world of all these cereals, you got.
Right. And in all honesty, like I said, I didn't think of Rice Krispie treat cereal before I said that. I would have gone with Rice Krispie treat cereal as my 5.
You still have Waffle Crisp in your top 6. That's still crazy.
No, I don't like, bro. Cocoa Crisp wasn't hitting. Maybe Cocoa Puffs would have been the next one, but Kaboom, honestly, I don't know if you ever had Kaboom. It was like a fruity cereal with clowns and shit.
No, I never had that.
Yeah, shit was
I feel like Cocoa Crisp.
Lucky Charms in my top 7.
I can't do the the marshmallows make your teeth feel weird, bro. I can't.
Just talk about Kaboom with clowns in it.
Nah, but it's not marshmallows though. It's all crunchy. It's like Tricks, but it was like colorful clowns and shit. But the
in other words, you had the bootleg version of Tricks. That's all you can say, man.
Nah, bro, Kaboom. If you look it up, it was like a legit cereal back in the day. But yeah, the marshmallows and the Lucky Charms, that's not cool, bro.
Not Frosted Flakes. Fruit Loops was up there for me.
Oh yeah, Fruit Loops is up there for sure. Definitely.
I like how that shit made your milk look weird.
So what did Cocoa Puff do, man? Or Cocoa Pebbles?
But in all reality, like most of these cereals I didn't have until I was like 10 or older. My mom used to do Kicks, the berry Kicks, honestly, and some plain ass Rice Krispie treats or Rice Krispies.
You was born in Brooklyn, right?
How'd you eat your Rice Krispies? It'll tell me a lot about you. You had the thin one, right?
Huh? Syrup or jelly, bro?
What?
You said Rice Krispie, like the cereal, right?
Yeah. You put jelly in your cereal?
And syrup?
Yeah.
Where did you get
Or
this?
syrup.
And milk?
You go one or the other, bro. Like syrup on cornflakes.
And
I'm
milk?
telling you, I had the most normal diet as a kid. Like, what is happening, bro?
I was ready for us to be on the same page. Like pour hella sugar in it.
Yeah.
Nah, because the sugar just sit on the bottom. That don't help
every
you.
bite you get the syrup from the bottom.
Listen, bro. Listen.
Scoop the sugar from the bottom with your cereal, and you still get sugar.
You get some dry cereal. You put a little bit of syrup on it. Then you pour the milk on. Syrup stay on top. You got your crunch. Like I'm telling you, bro.
It's trying to eat oatmeal. That's what I do with oatmeal. I don't put jelly on it, but I put a little syrup on it.
Why everybody throwing syrup and shit? What's wrong with y'all?
I don't put no syrup on cereal. Yeah.
Right, I'm telling you, said when I was a kid. This is what I did when I was like between the ages of like 5 and 12.
Okay, so speak to me on the jelly part of things now. When did jelly decide to come into play?
That was, you go to school, you early a few days a week. You decide to get breakfast. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some breakfast. Grab this.
Yeah, that Wi-Fi, I didn't want to hear that shit.
we had technical difficulties over there because that
Wi-Fi put them on timeout. Like, yo, that's nasty, guys. Nah.
We can't wait to chop that fable up. Oh, is Kev back? Your Wi-Fi didn't want to hear it. Hopefully they want to hear what you got to say now, my brother.
Yeah, you on, Kev? You back?
What's that?
Yeah, your Wi-Fi went a little astray because they didn't want to hear what the heck you was talking about. But so you was in school, you was early, so you breakfast at school. Bring us back.
There was no sugar, bro. There was no sugar, no syrup, so I had to use some jelly. I used some grape jelly.
My man on the bus, like, I can't wait for jelly.
So you used the smoker's pack of
I
jelly.
used to walk to school, bro. We went that far. Say it again.
So you use a little square Smucker's joint, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Or whatever it was that was in the school. Yeah.
Smucker's, it was probably
named. I wasn't trying to eat the muffins.
But you wanted to put you wanted to put the jelly in your cereal. He won't eat the muffins, but I'm gonna throw this grape jelly up in the cereal real quick. Though.
Walk past the bread and dipped it in the cereal.
So many questions. There's so many questions, but it's great to see how you got to that point. There was no sugar, and you really wanted sugar, and jelly was your next best option. Interesting.
Syrup.
Yeah.
And syrup. And so you liked it that much, you stuck with it.
Yeah, the jelly was a thing.
No, it wasn't a thing. But it was your thing, but it wasn't a thing.
The syrup maybe was a little more popular, but the jelly probably wasn't.
Who? Where?
Listen, you got to get creative, bro. If you don't like sugar just sitting on the bottom of your cereal bowl, it just don't make sense.
But you got the jelly at the bottom.
You get that, you can scoop up real easy. The sugar. I'm not trying to eat just sugar granules, bro.
Fucking you eat your cereal with a fork?
I'm not trying to eat sand, bro. I felt like I don't know. As a kid, like I don't know the texture. I'm a texture person. That it wasn't
want
doing
sugar
it for me.
all at the bottom of your bowl. Come the Jelly and Syrup Records.
Yeah.
That's a fact, bro.
Word. But we're gonna get into. We're gonna segue, man. Transfer. Go to a different. I don't know why I said transfer. Some of these words that be coming to my head, don't you know what I mean? But we're gonna move on from canned cereal, sugar. We also want y'all to tune in and give us some answers. Who had the best top 5 cereal? Obviously, it's me. But just if you do want to give votes to the people in need,
Almost get it straight out.
if you want to give votes to the people out there who need some, please do. But we all know it's me. So thank you for joining, and we're gonna get into it, man. Obviously, we always talk about legendary status, legendary people. Jim Jones, Cameron, and then who is more legendary amongst the two? First debate is Jim Jones legendary?
Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy's definitely a legend.
Mr. Kev, Mr. Big Fan, Slim Fan. We're gonna call you Slim Fan. That's the new name, Slim Fan for no.
It depends. It depends who you ask, man. But I'll give Jim Jones legendary status.
Okay. Well, we asking you, so now we're gonna.
Yeah, I'll take it because you ask somebody in Florida or on the West Coast, they might not say Jim Jones is a legend. So again, it's all about yeah. So did you listen to Jim Jones before you met a bunch of New Yorkers and people from New Jersey, Sash?
Yes.
Yeah, Jim Jones.
Okay.
Bro.
Yeah, my musical my I guess my discography, all the music and shit. I listen to a wide range of shit. I wasn't like, because you take Baltimore, it's I guess you can say it's the South because it's below the Mason-Dixon, but we 3-4 hours away from New York.
Right.
So, I would say Seth is musically inclined, so you know what I mean. He's got a good ear. Sometimes, you know what I mean.
That's a fact.
Most of the time. Most of the time. Sometimes he be jumping off the, But we good. DZ, what's up, man? What you got?
All right, so Jim Jones is a legend, but we need to point out, what is Jim Jones legendary for? Is it rapping or is it everything all encompassing?
Well, now
Personality.
everything all encompassing. And then now you want to take it to rap? He's taking over.
I don't know about taking over, but yeah, he's killing shit.
He's been a way better rapper than Cam in the last 4 to 5 years. Is that not the truth?
Yeah, last 4 to 5 years. Yeah, let's keep that in perspective.
Okay. Cool.
But
Now,
Cam has been rapping for how long?
4 to 5 years. 4 to 5 years. He's been. Wait, what was the question?
How long has Cameron been rapping?
Pretty long time.
Probably like 26 years. 25, 26 years.
Yeah, pretty long. That's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
Pretty long time. But it's not all been peaches and cream in all the 25 years now. We're not going to do that. Is that what you're saying?
So now Cam is whack.
How did I say that? Like, I'm asking you a specific question. So he was hot all his 25 years of rapping.
I'd like to think so.
Okay.
Nah, I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving you that. I generally enjoy Jim Jones music more than I like Cam music overall. I went back and listened to it just to make sure I wasn't going crazy. But Cam has, I think, if you give like throughout the whole discography, if you just pick one album from each, I'm probably gonna pick Cam. I'm probably gonna pick Come Home With Me out of like the both. So I think Cam has better album, like the best album out of the bunch. But I think over their whole discography, I gotta give it to Jimmy, especially over the last few years. And Cam hasn't really been relevant.
Yeah, Cam's not a rapper anymore.
That's not Jimmy's fault.
It's not Jimmy's fault, but also Jim wasn't rapping. Cam was really, really active.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying. So if we put them together now, I think Jimmy makes better music overall.
So you went back and listened to SDE.
I didn't go back that far. I didn't go back
So you
that far.
listened
But
to
I
the
can.
album after SDE. Talking about you went and revisited and listened to Come Home With Me.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I did.
So
Honestly,
then how you putting their discographies together if you ain't even listening to Cam's, you know what I mean?
So product of my environment was trash.
What happened?
So product of my environment was trash.
Product of My Environment?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any Jimmy album is trash, but the beginning shits like the On My Way to Church and all that.
2009.
Huh?
That was 2009. That was up there, and that was fire.
Yeah, no, Jim started rapping way before that. He was making albums in what, 04, 03?
No, he's been making. I'm just saying to go back into discography to rival. PMO wasn't up there to rival Cam's albums.
Yeah, POM is fine. That's why I said the last 10 years, Jim has been killing.
So that's okay. So even better now. So in the last 10 years, now it's half and half now. That's what you're saying.
I will go with Confessions of Fire, SD, and Come Home With Me over POME and the latest shit Jimmy put out. Harlem American Gangsta, all that.
the only reason I can't do that is because Jimmy he put out way more music since then. It's a different, and then you taking like it's a different era at this point. So Jimmy put out like 2 or 3 projects within the last 2 years.
Because you can do that now. Before you had to when you do features, you gotta get the artist in the studio. You have to do this. Like clearance took longer and all that shit. So Cam wasn't doing that, but Cam was still on the mixtapes and on the radio and shit, just going crazy. He was in Rap City in the basement with the money and the pink on, going crazy.
So was Jim. They all were going crazy.
I know, but Jim's verse wasn't crazy at that point. That's when he was really starting.
It was Cam's really though. If you want to keep it all the way a bean.
What'd you say?
I said neither was Cam's really. If you want to keep it a bean.
I can't. Listen, man. Big Tig in the basement when they shut it down. There's nothing I can't. I'm just going to go New York bias and say that was. You could tell us.
I'm not saying it was whack. What I'm saying is it wasn't like this lyrical prowess, and you was like, whoa, this dude is really good rapper.
Never said it was a lyrical thing. It was a freestyle in the basement. Like it's a different kind of feel. Like you just said, Pop Smoke was like we were talking about Pop Smoke earlier. We're not gonna say lyrical prowess, but his shit went crazy. Like when you listen to it,
which is Jim Jones.
To it.
Mentally.
That's exactly what I was saying. But he brought it to lyrics. We talking about artistry and shit. Like artistry is more than lyrics. Like I never said Cam was super lyrical. I'm just saying Cam, you know what I mean? Like rap career was crazy.
It was.
There's very few people who are super lyrical and successful. Very few.
No, I think what Sesh was saying was you said he went crazy in the basement freestyle, and Sesh was saying we got to keep it 100. It wasn't that good.
Oh, lyrically, yeah, it wasn't like you ain't gonna put that in the lyrical Hall of Fame, but he went crazy. Like when you listen, if you throw that on right now, you're gonna be like, he had the money going, like Dipset had the streets on fire. Like, what you talking about?
Had the pink coat on. It was crazy.
Yeah, the whole shit was just crazy. Him, Jewels, and Jim, like that shit was a moment.
It was a moment. It was a moment. So I think we're both all agreeing that they both were legendary. So let's try to switch it up because I like to debate. I like to get into some debates. So
I think when it's all said and done, Jim will pass Cam eventually.
Okay, thank you.
So why hasn't he passed him now?
Because
not now.
albums have to age, is what you're saying.
Yeah, not now because Cam, over a 10-year span, Cam shit was crazy to me than Jim's over a 10-year span. But once you blow that up a little more, like Jimmy eventually, you got to look at him and be like, yo, all right, Jim got this now.
He has gotten beyond so much better as a rapper. It's crazy.
It's facts.
It's crazy.
I think it's just you got more to talk about. You got more to talk about. You talk about it from a different lens too. And then Jim doing so many. You get the Drip Report?
Oh my goodness, that's what I'm saying.
Bro.
The Weatherman is the best thing to watch ever in life.
Facts.
Now I know Kev has no clue what we're talking about here. So
you shared a clip. You shared a clip.
Oh, okay.
I'm only aware by proxy.
He's been doing that for years though, right?
I think so. Yeah, he's got
He's been doing that for years.
Yeah.
I want him to do weather every day. Like Nori has a point to this now. I don't know if you guys watched the podcast when Nori was pretty much like taking over the culture. Like Jim Jones actually really giving the weather is something, and like making it a thing. Like having that whole umbrella now. You get the drip report, the weather report from Jim. You get all this stuff. Nori might be on to something.
Nori, Snoop.
Yeah, we got a lot of
Snoop
people
commentating sports.
Snoop doing all like talking all over sports. Like, I think there's something there. There's some validity there, and I think we should explore it more if we can and get a chance to.
Absolutely.
You know. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of how to best frame this. Take away. Oh, no. Let's go right into it. Freaking Cash Money or Dipset.
I don't like this even a question, bro.
Remember we talked about this and we didn't really talk about it. We've been arguing about it. Cash Money or Dipset. Sesh?
I'm going Cash Money. And it's tough to do because Cash Money was, when you talk about Cash Money is a label and Dipset was a group. It's like it's two totally different things.
I don't care if it was a government, nigga. Cash Money will never be above Dipset. Like, that's crazy. You just talked about how much you love Jimmy's catalog.
Yeah.
Cash Money was a group.
I'm not talking. And again, you just talked about how it's not all about the rap.
What is it about?
Cash Money had, and when we talk, I'm not just talking about for myself. I'm talking. When I say cash, I'm talking about impact. I'm talking about everything.
All right, so we go Rockefeller and Cash Money. That was our debate.
And I said I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
I was wrong on that. Once I totally forgot. Once you said yay, I was like, all right, there's nothing. There's not a lot you can. There's not a lot you can do with yay and Jay, and then you throw Beans and everybody else into it. It's not enough. It's not enough firepower.
Should have been enough.
Huh?
I said Jay and Dipset should have been enough. I don't get why you had to add Ye in that.
Nah, Dipset and Jay wasn't enough. It wasn't. It wasn't. Not when I'm thinking like Drake. I'm thinking Nicki. I'm thinking Tyga. I'm thinking Wayne. I'm thinking the old Cash Money when you got the big timers, BG, Turk, Juvie.
This is what I mean. But they were YMCMB. Like,
it doesn't matter. It's a cash. They're Cash Money. They're off of Cash Money. Like, you don't have a YMCMB without a Cash Money.
So then that means the Rockefeller gets really stupid because they had so many people under their umbrella.
But they
had like Scarface and Twista and all types of
those people those people had careers before coming to Rockefeller. It wasn't like they came to Rockefeller to get a career. They were already out.
But Drake and Nicki were already out before they came to YMCMB. What are you talking about? So Far Gone was not under Cash Money. Nicki was killing shit in New York before she went to Lil Wayne. Nicki was the hottest chick in the game at that time.
Nicki went to Atlanta and got hot, but yeah.
Why my hat like this?
Jadakiss gave her a name.
Well, their first albums were on Cash Money.
Because you're not including So Far Gone.
So Far Gone, you can't. That wasn't an album.
What was it?
It turned into one.
Did it a mixtape when it first came out? That was a mixtape. We downloaded that mixtape.
It was a mixtape when it first came out.
It didn't. That just got on DSPs. Their first albums was on Cash Money. Twista's first album wasn't on Cash Money. Cameron's first album, Twista's first album wasn't on Rockefeller. Cam's first album wasn't on Rockefeller. These were people who already had established careers and came over to Rockefeller and got bigger because they went to Rockefeller.
Okay, all right. I see what you're saying. Okay, interesting. We're gonna get more group debates in about music debates because you find a way to fall behind Cash Money was the label, but you know what I'm trying to say. But we're gonna get into some. What?
I don't though.
Okay.
If what you're trying to say is like old Cash Money, like back that ass up in Dipset, I'm probably gonna go Dipset.
Okay. So new
like,
with YMCB, you're going YMCB over Dipset.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I don't see Drake.
You got Wayne and Drake on against Cam and Jim. Stop it.
And Jewels.
And Jewels, what does that? What does it make a difference? You could put Unkaza in there. You could throw Freaky Zeke, 40 Cal. It don't matter who else you put in there. J.R. Ryder. You can add all those people into that.
I would say though, Jewels was one of the only rappers at the time who had the balls to do like did he do a mixtape with Wayne?
He did do a mixtape with Wayne, right?
So I think he was like. So I'm just saying, like, Jewels had something, bro. So Jewels pushes him a little bit over. Like, I see your point, but I'm just saying.
I think he had the balls. Like Wayne was more thankful for that than Jewels was, and Wayne said it himself that fucking when he got with Dipset is when he changed his career.
Because it made him legitimate in the eyes of New Yorkers, so it started playing more up here.
He started rapping more like he's rapping now. He said it himself. You argue with the man himself. I know he be high, but he said that. Like that shit with Jewels, like it changed the way he was rapping and all that. His swag was different. Everything about him was different. Like the Wayne you love now is because of that Dipset interaction.
Oh, so, absolutely. It definitely influenced him. But what I'm saying is it's still Wayne at the end of the day. He basically he got on with them and did it better than him. Are we saying that Jewels is better? Like I don't understand what the argument is here. Are we saying Jewels is better than Wayne? Are we saying Cam is better than Wayne? Are we playing anybody is better? Like are we saying they are better than any of these people are better than Drake? This I'm not saying anything that's crazy. Saying that Wayne and Drake.
I would put Cam against Wayne. If you want to have that conversation, I'll put Cam against Wayne.
All right, bro. All right.
Oh wait! How would you put it?
I'll put Cam against Wayne.
In any kind of way, Cam and Wayne are not in the same category. In no type of way is Cam and Wayne in the same category. You can talk about albums, anything you want to talk about. Cam and Wayne are not, and they're in two different tiers, bro. You shouldn't do that. It's not fair to Cam.
I'll do that all day.
Okay.
I'll do that all day long.
And in which way? Or other than swag, I'll give him that.
Do it. Even if you talk lyrical, because if you lyrically break down what Wayne says, he says nothing.
And what does Cam say?
Nothing.
And Cam's giving you this banana fana fofana, me mama mana. This is what he's doing on actual tracks. This was recorded. This wasn't a joke. He was getting it up. He was really getting it up.
You was in school singing the shit though, right?
Absolutely. And I was also singing Wayne at the time too.
So he did what he had to do. He said, I'm gonna put this.
That's not what we're arguing though. We're not talking about that though.
He's experimenting, just like when Kanye put out that scoopity doop dee poop dee scoop. Like it's an experimentation. Like I'm experimenting as an artist, and the shit
and it worked when I was 13. It's not gonna work now. When I listen back to it now, I'm thinking, what the fuck is he talking about?
There was grown ass men in dirty ass pink sneakers singing the same shit we was singing in school.
Absolutely, but when we look back at it now, it's horrible.
So put it on now, and I guarantee you, you're gonna feel the same. Put it on now.
No.
Put it on computers Putin right now. Get them girls, come on, you going nuts. There's no way you're telling me get them girls.
But I'm not getting nuts because of what it's a joke. It's all a joke. It's like
she got the doobie lit.
That's a good one. We're gonna leave it right here. That's the one. Cam versus Lil Wayne.
I don't even know why this is even the topic. I don't even know why this is even a thing.
People listening, man, we definitely want to hear.
This man made the dedication albums with DJ Drama. He made Gangsta Grills a thing. And we are arguing with camera.
So we're talking about who put on what? Are we talking about who put on what?
Mixtapes.
I'm talking about music. I'm talking about the quality of what he was putting out and what Cam was putting out.
I wasn't even talking about the Dipset mixtapes though. I wasn't talking about the mixtapes Cam was on. That's what I'm saying. You probably didn't know that from Baltimore, but if you heard the mixtapes Cam was killing, Cam was going bananas. I'm just keeping it to albums for argument's sake. because you weren't from New York, so you weren't on the Ave every week like yo.
I give that. Cam was rapping. Cam was rapping with Pun, Cuban Link. Cam was rapping with some dudes. So
Cam was rapping with everybody hot, Mace.
I'm not saying he wasn't, and that's the thing. I heard those things. I heard these freestyles. It wasn't just like the mixtapes that y'all was getting was just
Man
in New
from
York.
TV, like what? Come on, man. Like Cam destroyed a lot of shit. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He did. I'm not saying he didn't. What I'm saying is you cannot compare him to Lil Wayne. It's not possible.
Welcome to New York City. Like, come on now. He come on now. New York City, come on. You ain't hype.
Not really.
We're gonna leave it there. Wayne versus Cam. We're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? So the people out there, give them a chance, man. That's gonna be a good one. I'm really, really interested in that one. But we're gonna get into some basketball stuff, or the sports. Kyrie, man, came out publicly and said they should change the NBA logo to Kobe. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, man. Mamba all day.
I think that's dope.
I'm with it.
That's dope. I think you got to run with it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get some things behind it.
Now, my question is, I think it's dope too. I'm not saying that. But do you think it should go to Jordan? I've heard people
thinking that. I was thinking that.
Mm-mm.
I was hearing, should it go to Jordan? You saying no, Sesh?
I'd say no because the Jordan logo is it's branded in so many other areas. So I would say no also.
They can get that deal done.
No, what I mean is it's popular for other reasons. When you see the NBA logo, you think NBA.
Well,
so if they're changing the NBA logo.
No. The NBA logo is Jerry West.
It's Jerry West. It's a player.
No. I understand that. But when you see it, you think NBA. You don't think Jerry West. That's the point that I'm getting at.
So
you see the Jordan logo, you think Jordan. You don't think NBA.
So if you see the Jordan symbol, you wouldn't know you're watching a basketball game?
All right, bro. So you're arguing. We're arguing different things now. What I'm saying is like brand recognition is important. If they're gonna throw their logo out there, the logo it means something. So when you see that logo, they want you to think NBA, not Michael Jordan.
I hear you, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the Jumpman logo, Kev.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So if it is the Jumpman logo, that's not something that I think they would go for.
Okay, so a different movement that Jordan has done, do you think it should go to Jordan?
Yes.
Yes. And that's the debate. I love the idea of Kobe behind it, though, obviously for sentimental reasons. Mm-hmm. I just, I think we all do. I don't think anybody's just gonna do it. But do you think the NBA is gonna follow through?
No.
Absolutely not.
I don't think they'll change the logo for another 20 years.
I don't think they're gonna change it logo.
I don't think they're gonna change it, period.
Yeah.
Why is that? I'm interested to see. You guys are very hell bent on just quick. I'm thinking about it. I don't know.
I can't see any good reason for them to change the NBA logo. It's gonna cost them money to do it. It's a whole rebranding thing. Like it's not like the NBA needs rebranding. The logo is a staple at this point. So like, what's the point of it other than just for conversation's sake and unless you get like a good movement of people around it, I just think it doesn't mean anything that much.
I think Kyrie might get a chance to get enough movement around it. But that's a good point. Why were you so hell bent on no, DZ?
Because like he said, it's just brand recognition is what it's always been, and I just feel like when you're ready to change it, it's gonna be so many people like, oh, it should be this person, oh, it should be that person. It's debated for this, like, so it's just easy to just be like, nah, we're just gonna leave it as it is.
Okay. And speaking of Kyrie, man, that Nets team is absolutely scary right now. If they keep playing the way they are, I don't think anybody's gonna beat them. I'm on record saying that right now. They ain't losing.
They're not playoff ready.
I don't want to hear. I think James Harden right now is playing like an MVP. He's running the hell out that point guard. Kyrie is in his element now. I'm gunning. Harden, you worry about
I'm gonna say they're not making it out of the East.
Nope.
That's my call. They're not making it out of the East.
Mm-mm.
They might not.
In all reality, I'll tell you why. Because the Heat are playing better now, so they'll probably end up being a lower seed. So they'll have to play someone that's seeded higher than them. So if they have to play the Heat and the Sixers back to back, I don't see the Nets making it out of the East. So that's my
healthy.
that's the way that I put it.
If they're healthy, they might not lose a game in the East.
No,
They
I
might
don't.
sweep everybody.
Okay.
This
I
is
don't
the first time we've seen the averages that they're all averaging as 3 players. Something ridiculous. Harden is crazy. KD is KD. And I don't think.
I think they
I'm not hearing it now play already. Can't nobody
was, the statistic was they might be the first 3 teammates to what was it, the 50, 40, 30?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, they also don't play great defense, and they don't have a big man. So I mean, that's why I said that shit is cool. What happened?
You putting up those kind of buckets, it's tough, bro. You don't have 3 people that could.
That's not gonna happen. That's what I'm saying. Like, because they beat the Clippers, the Clippers are getting smacked right now. They beat the Lakers,
second or third in the West.
I understand that, but the Clippers again, they just lost to the Wizards. Full team, full force. They lost to the Wizards.
In regular season, they don't. They really don't. I guess it counts, but
yeah, they said it didn't count last year, and then what happened? They lost 4 straight games.
Coast, and they should have learned from last year to take all games serious.
That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying the Nets won't be playoff ready?
I said they're not playoff ready right now, but it seems like they're gearing up to get a pick. So if they get a big man, then they're coasting through the East. But
they have DeAndre Jordan, but you mean a big man that's more versatile, I'm guessing, right?
I need is DeAndre Jordan on the decline? If they get a solid big man, because they're
like Al Horford or someone.
They don't have a real rim protector. Like DeAndre Gordon he's getting scored on. If they get somebody solid down there, like even somebody like DeMarcus Cousins to go with DeAndre Jordan, because DeMarcus right now is released, like I think they'll coast through the East.
I don't know. I think DeAndre Jordan's doing just enough. If you ask me.
Yeah. I think if anything, if he's on the decline, he's defense. I don't think he's that much of a decline on defense.
I'm just saying they're getting out rebounded every single game. They're just scoring more than everyone else.
And I think that with those 3, they're going to outscore everybody else. The output is ridiculous.
But they didn't get that way until Son got hurt. Like when KD got hurt is when they really went on a run. When they were playing with KD, it wasn't like this.
We're going to find out, but I got them winning it all, man. I ain't even going to hold you. And I got them coasting through the East. Like, who's going to stop in the East? Bucks? No. Sixers? Maybe.
Sixers.
Heat? Not a chance. Sorry.
Like I said, it's gonna be harder getting through the East than I think you're assuming that it's gonna be a breeze. They're gonna have a couple game 7s.
No, they won't have one game 7. I'm going on record saying that. In the East, they won't have one game 7 in the East.
We're putting it out there, so it's a beautiful thing.
Speaking of great point guard play from Harden, we had a good last debate today about CP3, Mr. Point God himself, in my opinion. Where does he rank amongst point guards, man? And is he? I feel like he's very underrated when it comes to this point guard stuff. And
Absolutely.
And you know, Sesh had him. What did you, Sesh? How did you bring it up, Sesh? What was the topic?
I was just saying, I think that Chris Paul is arguably the best point guard of all times. That's over everybody. Just because of his stature, the way he plays the game like a point guard. He is a point guard. He hasn't really had this crazy abundance of talent around him. The one time that he would have got this the talent level, that championship level, that the NBA blocked it when he was going to the Lakers.
Yep.
That would have been scary. Him and Kobe on the same team. Mm-hmm. The closest thing I can say he's gotten to that was when he was with the Rockets, and they were on their way to a gentleman's sweep over
Golden State.
Yeah, over Golden State. Then he got hurt, and everything went downhill. when he's healthy and he's on his team, they play well. I've never seen in any of the playoff games that they've lost, he's never been the reason for it. So I don't know, man. I just it's scary to watch. It's scary to watch when people when they traded him to OKC, they wrote OKC off. They weren't making the playoffs. Then CP3 did what CP3 did. It was the coach on the court, point guard, facilitated the offense.
He was top. It was top 4 in the MVP race. Top 5 MVP race for the OKC.
One of the most efficient players to ever play in the game. It's scary. He does his thing, and it's not just putting up points. He score points when you need him to. He make the right pass. He gets everybody involved. He makes everybody around him better. That's my thoughts.
I'm not sold, bro.
Kev not sold. Why are you not sold?
He's not in the top 10. He might not. He's maybe in the top 10. Wait, I'll finish that. He's maybe in the top 10 right now for best point guards of all time. But at the end of his career, he might break the top 5.
Elaborate. You just can't stop there. You can't do that. Don't do that to the people.
It's more about I understand his impact on a team and making it to the playoffs is cool, but it's about rings. Charles Barkley might be one of the greatest forwards of all time, but he doesn't have a ring, so he's not brought up in that many conversations. So when it comes down to it, yes, it might
when
be
you talk
good.
About the best forwards in the game, Charles Barkley definitely comes up.
I understand that, but you talk about the forwards that have won rings, I think, before you bring up Charles Barkley. I get the point, but when it comes down to it, CP3 might not be in many people's top 5. Right now, he's in the top 10.
Name 9 better?
I should have went first.
I'm not saying he's outside the top 10. He's in the top 10.
Name 9 better to make him in the 10. He would be 10. Now name 9 before.
I'm not saying he's 10. He's within the top 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you name 5 better than him?
Yeah, most likely. Stockton.
Okay.
LeBron.
LeBron is a small forward, fam.
Listen, I'm going off of assists. I'm not going off of listed what was it, positions.
Jesus.
Okay, LeBron.
White boy from Boston. I can't remember his name.
You can't remember his name, and he's white boy from Boston that you named.
He played with Bill Russell. I just can't remember his name.
Bob Cousy?
Yeah, there you go.
You put Bob Cousy over Chris Paul?
Okay, so keep on going, Kev. So you got John Stockton. Stop. Let me just make sure I'm just playing your role right now. Just summarizing what you're saying because we try to talk over you a little bit. So right now you got John Stockton, LeBron James, Bob Cousy. All right, 2 more.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna throw Steph Curry in there and Jason Kidd. If I'm thinking, I might take out Bob Cousy and put in Gary Payton. So and that might be I'll go Gary Payton. Listen, the Gary Payton, Jason Kidd, John Stockton. I probably overlook. I overlook Magic, but I'm gonna stick with that.
So okay. Steph Curry and Jason Kidd kind of saved your argument.
Okay.
I will say that Jason Kidd is top 5.
Listen.
I should have went first.
Isaiah Thomas is gonna make a lot of people's top 5. There's gonna be a lot of. There's going to be a lot of point guards that I'm not mentioning that are going to make that list, but
for sure.
I don't know, man.
You get the triple double numbers going. People are going to bring up Westbrook because he was able to.
No. We're good. We good, man. Appreciate you. I want to Sesh.
And you know,
I got smoke for Sesh, man.
Okay.
I just, man, I wish I'd have just went right after you. Here's what I mean, man. We bring up sizzle words like you like Max Kellerman and shit. Like you like play the game like he should play the game. He did this, he did that. It's just like, yo, listen, right? He did play with some good players, and he played with some great players on the Clippers.
What great?
You know?
Okay, go ahead.
He
Great.
did play with Blake Griffin, who
He's
was
great.
a 20 and 10 player.
Blake
Kev
is
said,
great.
huh?
Blake is
Blake
great.
Blake at the time was the biggest force.
I said, is Blake great?
Yes, Blake was great when Chris Paul played with him.
He was great. Okay. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Chris Paul don't play with him no more, right?
And now who dropped off?
What'd you say?
And who dropped off?
That's not my argument for this. I'm just saying he's played on great teams.
But
Is what I'm saying.
Interesting that you said as soon as when Blake stopped playing with Chris didn't drop off.
No, Blake didn't drop off. Blake was scoring like 25, 30 points a game. When Chris Paul left, Blake dropped like 25 points a game. He got a jump shot.
He was not doing it
losing.
the same way and the same efficiency once Chris Paul left.
What are you talking about? He's shooting over 40-something%. Like, what more do you want from that man as a power forward?
To actually do that and help your team win games.
But go ahead. Let's go ahead.
How many times we gonna move this goalpost, yo?
We keep going.
So he had Blake Griffin and he had DeAndre Jordan, who you just admit is a great player.
Never said he was great. But okay.
Okay. He had Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan down low.
Yep.
He had Jamal Crawford coming off the bench.
For
Who
sure.
was giving him 17.
Who I will say is great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't even want to go that far. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he had ballers with him. That was a great team. They went to the Western Conference Final. I don't think he's better than Magic Johnson, and I don't think he's better than Steph Curry. He's my number 3. I think Steph Curry, because his jump shot is so killer, his handle and his passing is so underrated. And I hate it. Because the man is the best shooter in the game, his passing and his handle gets underrated. But if you look in his highlight tapes, Chris Paul, who's a great defender, is in them highlight tapes for the handles. Right or wrong.
What happened when you play defense?
That's what I'm saying. He's a great, but you ain't doing that to Chris Paul. Chris Paul picks everybody's pockets.
Steph Curry doesn't.
Steph Curry, yeah, he's not a great defender, but he'll pick a couple pockets a game.
Facts.
And he's going to drop how much? And he's going to shoot how much? And he does it all.
Who controls the ball better?
What do you mean
I'm talking about like the flow of the offense. Who flows the offense as a point guard?
Okay, Golden State plays a different type of offense than everybody else. So you can't compare it. They don't work the system the same way. They pass, run off the screens, come back, shoot, dump it down, drive to the basket. It's a different style of basketball. So if you're talking about dribble the ball 19 times, set up something and make a play like that, then of course.
Question for you.
LeBron James.
Question for you.
Kevin,
Do you think Steph Curry would have took that OKC team last year to the playoffs that Chris Paul did?
I mean, Russell Westbrook did it?
I asked for Steph Curry. What did I say? Russell Westbrook?
Absolutely.
I don't think he would.
Russell Westbrook did it. That's what I'm saying. You talking about bringing OKC to playoffs. Russell Westbrook did that and got MVP. You talking about number 4.
They also traded a lot of those players that Russell Westbrook had on that OKC team. It wasn't just like a complete switch, and you know that.
Who did they trade?
I think they traded Grant and the big man. I can't remember Adams.
Yeah, they did. They kept Adams. I think I can't remember. Remember, he made
Adam played with
that dude killing now. That was like off the bench. I can't remember his name. Shots. I can't even say it correctly. But it wasn't the same team that Westbrook was carrying. Not that Westbrook wasn't carrying. Don't get me wrong on that.
But Chris Paul wasn't like he was. It wasn't just a Chris Paul effort. When he was on OKC, their team was a lot more efficient than they were with Russell Westbrook. I'm not saying that he's like, and that's what I'm talking about. That as a point guard, that's a huge stat as a point guard.
No, I'm just killing your point about bringing OKC to the playoffs. Like that was done before he got there.
It wasn't. It was more so. It was a mute point. The point that I was making was talking about the way they won games was totally different from when Russell Westbrook was there. They didn't win games.
They're a different point guard. Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the point guard position. Russell Westbrook is really a 2 guard.
Yeah, he's a 2 guard with the ball. Like I don't think he's better than Chris Paul. Like I said, he brought OKC to play. That was my only point in bringing up Russell. Like it's not like CP3 went to the Wizards and all of a sudden they went to the playoffs. Like no, he went to OKC, a team that was in the playoffs but just couldn't win a game in the playoffs. That's all. Steph Curry is a dog. Like that's what I'm saying. He's a dog. Like he's different. Like he doesn't run the ball the point the same way as CP3, but he still has the IQ but better shooting abilities. So it's going to be a different style of play.
I don't think he has the same IQ.
He has very high. That's what I mean. His handle and his passing.
It ain't CPI. It ain't CP. But yeah, it's his IQ up there.
But what I'll tell y'all is Steph Curry is not in the top 25 for assists right now at this point in his career. Rajon Rondo's in the top 15. LeBron's in the top 10.
Why do you keep putting
in the top 6?
Yeah, Kev, can you? We don't need.
I'm talking about assists, bro. What do point guards do? They
don't need that. We're not talking like just
they control the game.
When you pass the ball and then the other player makes the right play, it's called a hockey assist. They don't count. For general, you got to account for. Like there's a bunch of little things that assists won't always tell you.
Okay, but top 10 in NBA history, bro, like that, you have to consider him one of the greatest point guards of all time.
You don't.
You're right. I think I can get.
They put him at point guard for multiple points in the game. So how is he not? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it gets to the point where you run the offense through LeBron James. Is he not the point guard at that point in time?
I try to break this down via tech. LeBron James is probably the best player on the court. What you got to realize is LeBron has played with very little great point guards. When Kyrie was on his team, he diverted to Kyrie to run the point. Even when Mo Williams and Boobie Gibson was playing, they brought the ball up, and they weren't great. But you got to think about who LeBron played with. When Rajon Rondo was healthy for the playoffs, Rajon brought the ball up, LeBron played off ball, and it was a better team. LeBron is just the best player with the highest IQ, so he brought the ball up himself to make sure the best play is made. He's not a point guard. He's just the best player in the world, so he's going to do that. Kobe brought the ball up sometimes.
I will say the point guard is the trickiest debate to have.
Why is that?
Where do you put Steve Nash? Where do you put Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah Thomas number 4 for me.
Let me hear top 5, DZ. We throwing numbers out there. Let me hear top 5. It's not that hard.
I got Magic, Steph, Chris Paul, Isaiah Thomas, and J. Kidd.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my bias aside. Chris Paul, I'm on record. He's my favorite point guard. To watch, to play, watch how he plays the game. He's my absolute favorite. But if I put him in my top 5, and I think I have him right at number 5. So I got Magic, number 1. Oscar Robertson, number 2. I have Jason Kidd at 3. And then I got Chris Paul or Isaiah Thomas at 4 and 5.
So you align with me.
See, so I'm surprised Gary Payton's not in. Go ahead, Sash.
GP is definitely in my top 5. GP is definitely in my top 5. I'm gonna say CP3-1 just for the CP3-1.
And I'm not mad. I love it.
Magic. Say Jason Kidd is definitely there. I wasn't thinking about Oscar Robinson.
Yeah, that one fucked me up.
Yeah. But who did I say so far? CP3, Magic, J Kidd, GP, and I was gonna say Zeke. That was gonna be my 5.
Not bad.
Who?
Zeke. Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, okay. I love Zeke.
And just to go back on, like, we had this argument earlier in the year, like when we first started, John Stockton and Isaiah, me and DZ went back and forth about that for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. I'm just, I was there.
It wasn't, but this I'm gonna bring the context into it. What we were talking about was them selecting John Stockton in the Dream Team over Isaiah, and my argument was that it's not that far fetched to them putting John Stockton in there over Isaiah Thomas because of what he was seen as a cancer to people. If that was true, that made sense.
That man, Isaiah Thomas was damn near averaging 20 points and 10 assists. Stockton was averaging for his career 13 and 10.
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't need Stockton to put up points on the Dream Team.
You're right, and we all know it was because of Michael and Isaiah. I mean,
100%.
But just to bring that up, just to be consistent, and to let people know, I do think Isaiah Thomas is better than John Stockton.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
100%. So speaking of the GOAT debate, I was having this conversation with people, and we always give Michael Jordan the greatest of all time. And I think it's hard because in a position, I think in all sports that have multiple positions, you have to base the GOAT off of position. So with basketball, I think you have to make a top 5 greatest of all time, because then you're discrediting guys like Shaq, Hakeem, Tim Duncan. You're missing out on power forwards because the game, it's easier to fall in love with the guy with the ball crossing over, making that jump shot. You know what I mean? But it's not easier to necessarily marvel at Hakeem and his footwork and things he was doing at the center position. Kareem as well. You know, there's so many things. Shaq being one of the most dominant big men ever to play the game. So I think it's been fun to necessarily go and debate like, oh, Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player of all time. I think he's the greatest shooting guard of all time. He's one of the best. He's in the top 5, period. But I just noticed lately that when you talk top 5, it's a bunch of guards and maybe one big man. And it's like, that's not really how the game is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think of football, like Tom Brady's the greatest QB of all time. You know, there's the receivers, but it's hard to say he's the best football player of all time.
And that's the thing right there. I think when you talk about best and greatest, I think there's a difference. There's a difference. Because I don't think when you come to like, you say like playing the quarterback, well, just because we brought up football, when you bring up like the quarterback position, I don't think Tom Brady is the best quarterback of all time.
Agreed.
But in terms of playing the quarterback position, winning games, willing your team, like the stuff that like makes greatness, like overcoming certain things, he's by far the greatest football player of all time.
100%.
But in the only thing with Mike is Mike got the rings and he was a killer as far as like stat wise. It was like but when you talk about the best basketball player of all time, I have a hard time not saying LeBron. I have a hard time not saying LeBron because he does literally does everything well.
All right, so if you're talking greatest because of rings, then where's Bill Russell?
Bill Russell's up there. I think Bill Russell's up there, and then you also got to take into consideration the time. So when you talk about Bill Russell was out there playing against plumbers and shit. So but he also has 13 rings and he was like dominating those games. So you have to bring that into consideration.
You do.
That's the argument I hate though, because it's like, yeah, like everybody brings up, I think George is just the most popular and most famous because everybody brings up the conversation like that. When you bring up Bill Russell, they'll say competition, but they won't talk about competition now compared to the competition in the 90s. Like realistically, they were rougher. It was probably worse basketball, but when you're talking athleticism, like, come on now. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I think people need to take that into account. Like, if you're not going to give it to Bill, how do you give it to Mike? Because Mike, beat up on, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, who did he really dog that you'd be like, yo?
And this is the thing. Kareem is a 6-time NBA champ winner too.
Facts.
So how did you know what I mean? Where do we draw the line? Who's also a 6-time MVP? It's almost like Kareem's legacy
gets forgotten.
I don't know why, it just gets swept under the rug. Like
his college career.
His college career was crazy, and then he did it in the league though.
Yeah.
Kareem, he was a 2-time Final MVP, 11-time All Defensive, 6-time MVP.
Leading score.
They changed college rules for this man, bro.
Two-time scoring champion, like rebound champ, 19-time All-Star. Wait, where do we draw the line on Kareem? How is that not the standard?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when you do a Mike versus LeBron conversation, like it always goes to the sneakers. Like, yo, you ain't getting killed over the LeBrons. It's like, what the fuck does that got to do with the game? Like, I just think Jordan is the most popular. Like Jordan shoes, everybody wants Jordan shoes. Like he did Space Jam. I just think it's just hard not to put him as the greatest because of everything else. Like it's not just about on the court shit.
When it comes to brands too, I think when LeBron gets to where age-wise, where Jordan is right now, I think LeBron means more to the game than Jordan does. I think he will be more popular than Michael Jordan when
I think that's hard to say because the reason why I'll say that is because when Michael Jordan was becoming the worldwide celebrity that he is, that's when it was first becoming popular to brand athletes in that way. So Gatorade, Nike, Wheaties, like them doing that in that way was like the first time it ever happened. So that's why he's had like your parents, your parent, like, you know, we're gonna know him. Like he's just that. Like I know my 10-year-old niece and nephew, they know who Michael Jordan is. Why? I don't even know. But like his name is something that is still spoken about because he was that first.
Yeah, he was the first. One of those first got framed. There's no doubt about that. You're right about that. It
ain't about who did it first. It's about who did it right.
And you can't say he's not doing it right.
I'm not saying he isn't. What I'm saying is that where they are right now, I just think LeBron's gonna have more influence when you talk about social media presence and all that. Only reason, but Jordan got the Jordan meme. So people like the kids remember they know who Michael Jordan is because of the crying face. They don't know who Jordan is because of who he played
and the brand
and sneakers. But when you think about LeBron has a whole a content factory at this point.
But think about how many people like not like us really like know and care about that. Like that's a certain like, you know what I mean? Like the shop and all that shit. That's some intellectual shit at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? You got to think about how many knuckleheads you know are really going to sit down and get what they're talking about when him and Maverick and all of them are preaching content ownership and all that shit. Like a lot of people don't want to hear that. Like I'm gonna go cop this $175 pair of J's, like, and freak this Jordan outfit, but like I may not be on that level to where you thinking like I'm gonna respect what he's doing with the schools and all this and that, like certain intelligence.
I feel you.
It's an interesting one, and I mean it's tough, but Kareem is one of the people I think definitely like. I just think he doesn't get enough credit because he was a big man.
I feel like you have to judge everybody within their era and like compare, like because it's difficult to say that because even if you put LeBron back when Bill Russell and them were playing, you gotta think into consideration like the equipment, everything. Like it was a totally different time. Rules were different. You couldn't dunk. They were like it was some shiesty shit going on.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was like given the time, like you got to take like the social time it was in. Like could LeBron like far as like physically deal with that, like on that level? So it's a lot of other aspects that go into it outside of just playing basketball, and you gotta. It's hard to do. That's the great thing about sports.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. So, man, that's why I look at it with the GOAT. I think it's easier to get the likes, clickbait, to debate about who is the certain best player. But even when you compare Jordan and LeBron, they're still two completely different players, positions, all that good stuff, man. So it's just something I think we can hopefully maybe have a debate about how to classify what is the GOAT debate and things like that. You feel me?
But I'm gonna jump back to something though, and we got the producer that's gonna smash it up. But so the reason why I thought I'm gonna go back to that is Bobby Shmurda joke. The reason why I thought it had something to do with the Haitian heritage is because the A&R that discovered Bobby Shmurda is actually Haitian from East Flatbush. So that's where because that's like the information, bro. I'm just letting you know like how
So
I misunderstood the information.
So you thought Bobby
So the person
Shmurda was
that
his
discovered
A&R?
it was from what was that?
Who was the A&R?
Shaw Money.
Son.
And that's it. And that's it. And that's how we getting out of here, man. We'll get there in a minute. Season 2 episode. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out of here.
This ain't the life that we chose, but it's the life that we live in. No, we belong on the top, but we ain't tripping, cause we'll get there in a minute. Yeah, we'll get there in a minute, cause we'll get there in a minute.